हाय एवरीवन, गुड आफ्टरनून। 1 मिनट वेट करते हैं लोगों के ज्वाइन करने का। हमारे आईपीओ इंटरव्यू में एज यूजुअल आपका स्वागत है। इस बार हम बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इंटरव्यू लेके आए हैं हम आपके लिए। गाइस, आप जैसे जैसे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं हमें प्लीज कमेंट सेक्शन में एक हाई ड्रॉप कर दीजिए। ओके एवरीवन, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे। आज हम बात करेंगे नेक्सस सिलेक्ट ट्रस्ट रीट्स आईपीओ के बारे में। ये इंडिया का पहला रिटेल फोकस्ड रीट है। इनका आईपीओ इशू ओपन हुआ ऑन 9th मई, जो कि आज है, और 11th मई को क्लोज होगा। प्राइस बैंड सेट हुआ है फ्रॉम ₹95 to 100 पर यूनिट। इशू की टोटल वर्थ है 3,200 करोड़ एंड इसमें एक ओएफएस भी इंक्लूडेड है। मैं आज बात करूंगी मिस्टर राजेश देओ, सीएफओ नेक्सस सिलेक्ट ट्रस्ट से। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस मिस्टर देओ एंड टेकिंग आउट योर टाइम। आई एम श्योर कि आप काफी बिजी होंगे, काफी एंटिसिपेशन भी होगी आज, कंसिडरिंग दैट इट्स द फर्स्ट डे। सो हाउ आर यू फीलिंग टुडे?
Thank you so much, Anchal, and it's an honor to be here to be presenting on behalf of Nexus Select Trust. I'm excited.
वेल, गुड टू नो। चलिए आईपीओ इंटरव्यू शुरू करते हैं कि आप सबसे पहले अपने बिजनेस के मॉडल के बारे में बता सकते हैं। हमारे कुछ व्यूअर्स हैं जिनको एग्जैक्टली थोड़ा अगर आप उनको नॉलेज दे सकते हैं कि नेक्सस सिलेक्ट ट्रस्ट करता क्या है एग्जैक्टली।
Yeah. So Nexus Select Trust is a portfolio of 17 best-in-class grade A malls across 14 cities, and the portfolio is very diversified. So we have malls in starting from Delhi, Select City Walk, Elante in Chandigarh, uh, 2 malls in Indore, 1 in Pune, 3 in Bangalore, 1 in Mangalore, Udaipur, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bhubaneswar. So there are 14 cities where we have 17 malls, and all the malls are either number 1 or a very strong number 2 in the city that we operate in. So हम क्या करते हैं? Ours is as a complete acquisition model. We look at grade A malls and acquire it, reinvest into it, reposition it, and build premium around it. That is what we do. So our 95% of our time goes into acquiring, operating, and managing shopping malls. और we started our journey in 2016, and in just 7 years, we have created the country's largest mall platform through consistent acquisitions.
राइट, दैट साउंड्स इंटरेस्टिंग। और थोड़ी आईपीओ पर नजर डालते हैं। प्रोसीड्स कैसे यूज होंगे, अगर आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को बता सकते हैं तो।
So out of 3,200, primary is around 1,400 crores. ये 1,400 जो है, basically REIT regulation requires you to retire all the shareholders debt. So partly will be used to retire shareholders debt, and I think a majority portion will be used to acquire the shareholding of Bombay asset by Select City Walk. So that is primary. And secondary, again, Select City Walk is the largest share, the second largest shareholder. They will come down below 25% just to ensure they are not deemed sponsor of the REIT. And then to make this REIT sizable, we have kept some amount of OFS, which is offer for sale.
राइट, और प्राइस बैंड जो सेट हुआ है दैट्स 95 to 100 पर यूनिट। क्या इसके पीछे लॉजिक बता सकते हैं कि किस लॉजिक से सेट हुआ है ये?
Actually, if you look at other REITs where the price band was higher, what we realized for the retail, and this is all about India consumption growth story. So we said to ensure ability of the ticket size can be 100 so that people can kind of afford. And it is all on the valuation. If you look at the NAV of 19,500, what we have disclosed in the offer document with some discount, and so the valuation divided by your the denomination of share face value gives you number of units that will be issued.
राइट, आपने मेंशन किया इंडिया कंजम्पशन ग्रोथ स्टोरी के बारे में। आप कुछ इंडस्ट्री का ओवरव्यू दे सकते हैं एंड आल्सो फ्यूचर ग्रोथ और कंपटीशन के बारे में बता सकते हैं?
या तो अगर आप देखोगे, तो अगेन India's GDP is consumption-based GDP. 2/3 of the GDP is consumption, and that is all internal consumption. So we are talking about the India consumption growth story, which has been growing at a CAGR of about 10% every year. और जो malls में हमारे shopping करने आते हैं लोग, that is called your discretionary spending, which is again growing at a rate which is 15 to 20% CAGR on a yearly basis, annual basis. So that's the consumption part. Then there are three parts to it. If you look at rapid urbanization in India, nuclearization of families, and then the largest middle class population. These three kind of triangulate to boom consumption in India, and that is what the story that we are bringing out in terms of acquiring malls and growing this portfolio. अगर आप ग्रोथ देखेंगे, ड्राफ्ट ऑफर डॉक्यूमेंट जो हमने नवंबर में फाइल किया था सेबी के साथ, we had projected 3 financial year 23, 24, 25, and then offer document, because it was filed in April 23, we had to project 25, 24, 25, 26. So 23 is already over. What we have disclosed 9 months, December 22, we are on track and outperform the projections for those 9 months. So that kind of substantiate whatever we have projected are realistic, and we have achieved for the 9 months ended 31st December 22. Or then what we are doing is we are projecting the net operating income, or you may call it an operating profit, to grow by 17% in the next 2 financial years, which is 24 to 26, which kind of gives you a CAGR of 8.5%, which is very realistic. So we've been conservative in our projections, and we believe we will outperform these projections.
राइट और अपने इंडस्ट्री में कंपटीशन के बारे में कुछ बता सकते हैं? आपके मेजर कॉम्पिटिटर्स कौन-कौन हैं?
Anchal, retail REITs, this is the first retail REIT, right? And if you look at competition is all private, there is only one listed company which is a competition. Otherwise, all are. So again, just to add, in India, you have only 100 grade A assets. When I say grade A assets, these are malls which are at least a 5 lakh square feet area, which has full-blown experience like a cinema, a time zone, or a fun zone, proper F&B and retail. And out of this 100 grade A assets, platform like us and our competitors, we own 40 of them. The ownership of balance 60 is very fragmented, which is with the developers, which is non-quoted business, non-being, so the span of time and attention, they're not being able to develop. And this is the opportunity that we are looking at to grow our portfolio.
Right. आपने मेंशन किया कि जो आपकी टियर 1 सिटीज है, जो मेट्रो सिटीज है, उसमें काफी आपके बड़े एसेट्स हैं. व्हाट अबाउट टियर 2 एंड टियर 3 सिटीज? आप आर यू प्लानिंग टू एक्सपैंड एनी फर्दर, या फिर कैसी पेनिट्रेशंस है?
So actually, good point. I think if you look at what we have filed with SEBI, with the past track record, हमने हर साल 1.4 million square feet acquire किया है. It can get lumpy, like during the mid of COVID, we acquired 7 assets from Prestige, 7 malls. So it can get lumpy, but if you look at average, हर साल हमने 1.4 million square feet acquire किया है. And basis that track record, we think going forward we will continue to acquire, and we believe we will double this portfolio in the next 5 to 6 years.
Right. And coming to REITs itself, ये फिर भी एक नया इन्वेस्टमेंट व्हीकल है फॉर द इंडियन इन्वेस्टर. क्या आपको लग रहा है कि इसके बारे में परसेप्शन चेंज होने वाली है, पार्टिसिपेशन में ग्रोथ होने वाला है? आपके क्या थॉट्स हैं REITs पर?
Anchal, this I think REIT as an asset class came into existence in India in 2019 with Embassy Office Parks. और अगर आप देखेंगे retail investors there have grown from a 5,000 to 80,000, 70x growth है retail investors. That kind of substantiates there is huge amount of education awareness among people of India to recognize this as an asset class, because what this has done, REITs have done, they have kind of organized the real estate in India. So अगर आपको एक commercial, you have a ticket size of money which you want to invest in a commercial property, तो या तो आप जाएंगे, you have to search for a shop commercial property, you have to do the title due diligence, you have to then say if you acquire, then you have to see whom to rent it out, whether the tenant will pay rent or not. Instead, what happens is you go and buy units of the REIT, which you know has invested. If it is a commercial, investment is in offices. If it is retail, investment is in malls. And if you want to put your money into real estate, which is fueled by consumption story, then it is retail. And then कि REIT regulation requires at least 90% of net distributable cash flow to be distributed semi-annually. So unlike a IPO company which might decide not to distribute dividend, REITs have to, by mandate, distribute every 6 months 90% of the net distributable cash flow. तो आपने इन्वेस्ट कर दिया एक वर्चुअल रेंटल प्रॉपर्टी में, कमर्शियल में, जिसमें देयर इज अ कैपिटल अप्रिसिएशन, एंड देन यू गेट क्वार्टरली डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस और सेमी एनुअल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस, व्हिच इज काइंड ऑफ योर रेंट इनकम. एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट आचल इज फॉर अ रीट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. अगर रीट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है 100 रुपीज, देयर आर 3 कंपोनेंट्स टू इट. In the form of dividends, which in our case will be about 55 to 60%, which is absolutely tax free in the hands of investors. So 55% tax free out of 100. Then principal repayment, which is another component, that is also taxable as capital gain, not when you get the distribution from the REIT, but when you sell the units in the open market. That capital gain is computed by reducing the sales consideration by the cost of acquisition, which technically is tax free when the investor gets the money. And then third interest component, which is taxable. To sum up, a distribution of 100 will have 2/3 as absolutely tax-free income in the hands of investors.
Right, that's good to know, and thank you so much for joining us. और अपना टाइम निकाल के जो आपने हमें बातें explain की हैं, I'm sure our viewers are also quite happy with it. And congratulations and all the best for the next 3 days. We shall definitely catch you soon. And once again, thank you for joining us, and a big thank you to all our viewers for joining us today.
Much, Anchal, for having me here. Thank you so much.